Okay. So take out page number 28. We have completed.
Yes, ma'am.
We have completed up to limbs. Yes, it's connective tissue. We have completed the whole connective tissue. In that, we have discussed about connective tissue proper, supportive connective tissue, fluid connective tissue. So we have completed up to lymph. Is this much clear to you all? Shall I explain it again?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, is it clear, right? Okay, fine. So let us move to the next topic, muscle tissue. Muscle tissue. So muscle tissue, from the name itself, you can see that it will form the muscles of the body. Right. Now, for what purpose muscles are needed? Muscles are needed for the movement or the locomotion of the body. We can say locomotion or the movement. Like we have to move our hands, our legs are moved, so our neck can be moved. So for all these movement, muscles are necessary, right? Now there are types of muscles also. There are voluntary muscles, there are involuntary muscles. Now voluntary muscles are those which can be moved automatically, like they are present there, they move by their own. But involuntary muscles, we have to move them, like they need our permission, or we have to, our will is needed for involuntary movements. So now, muscle tissue form muscles of the body, and it helps in contraction and relaxation. That means muscles contract and relax, and thus, because of their contraction and relaxation. Now, you know what is contraction and relaxation? That means expanding and regaining the old form. Contraction means expanding, and relaxation means regaining the first form before expansion, right? So, this is contraction and relaxation. So this movement of contraction and relaxation is needed in the movement of muscles or the body movements, right? Help in body movements. Now it is written that muscle tissue will help in the body movements. Now there are three kind of muscles. Have a look at it on page number 29. Striated, unstriated, or and third one is heart or cardiac muscles. So if we talk about striated muscles, yes, if we talk about striated muscles, there are skeletal, stripped, or voluntary, we can say. They are skeletal, stripped, or voluntary. Now, we have already said we can move them. Voluntary means we can move them, and these are very nucleated. A particular prominent nucleus is present in them. That's why it is movable, right? Now, where are they found? In the arms, legs, face, neck, etc. Right? So they are, we can move them. They are moved. So they do not fix at a particular place. They are movable. So where are they found? I have given you the examples: arms, legs, neck, etc. So let us talk about striated muscles. Striated muscles are under the control of our will. They are made of long fibers, which are nucleated and striated. Light and dark bands run across the fibers. This muscle moves only when you want it to. They constitute about 50% of the body weight. These muscles are found in the arms, legs, face, neck, etc. Now, you all know arms, legs, face, neck, all these constitute the 50% of body weight, right? We have all these structures, or we have all these portions in our body in a large quantity. Our arms and legs are in a very lengthy manner. They are very lengthy. So they constitute the 50% of whole body. They have nucleated membrane. That means nucleus, a prominent nucleus is present inside them. And also I have told you where are they found: arms, legs, face, neck, etc. And they are under the control of our will. Voluntary muscles are under the control of our will. That means if we are willing to move, then only we can move the muscles. Like if our hand is supposed to be moved, so I should think, I should will of that. I should have a will that yes, I have to move my hand. So, uh, you know, on the basis of my will. If I am willing to move my hand or move my leg or neck or face, etc., then this muscle will move. Which one? Striated muscles. We are talking about striated muscles, which are also known as voluntary muscles. Now let us talk about unstriated muscles. Unstriated muscles are not under the control of our will. They are made up of spindle-shaped, slender tapering ends, which are uninucleated. They are found in the walls of the intestine, helping the passage of food, muscles of the iris of the eye, skin, lining of blood vessels, urinary bladder, uterus, etc. Please underline these examples. In striated muscles also, underline arms, legs, face, and neck. Okay, you can give these words and give these things as an example. Also, in unstriated muscles, underline this thing: muscles of the iris of the eye, skin, lining of blood vessels, urinary bladder, and uterus. Underline this much. So you have to learn at least 3 from among them. At least 3 you should remember so that you can write in the exam. Okay, so talking about unstriated muscles, they are not under the control of our will. They are present in some areas or in some particular areas where our will is not needed. Like we have already told, iris of the eye, skin, lining of blood, uterus, all these things, we are not controlling them, right? We can only control our hand, neck, leg, etc. So hand, neck, leg, these comes in striated or voluntary muscles. But involuntary muscles or unstriated muscles, they are found in the iris, or we can say in the uterus, in the urinary bladder. So their movement cannot be controlled by us, right? Now, basically, they are found in the walls of the intestine, helping in the passage of food. Underline that. Underline that also. They are found in the walls of the intestine, helping in the passage of food. So in the walls of the intestine, apart from our hands and legs also, muscles are present throughout the body. So in the intestine also, they are present. And what do they help? What is their function? They help in the passage of food. Intestine is related to food passage, or we can say digestion and etc. So basically it helps in the passage of food inside the intestine. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now please don't rely on these long paragraphs given in your books. Make your own notes too if you can. Like you can make flow charts, or you can make points. You can write in bullets. You can make points and write each one point each, so that you will understand it better when you write it in points. Like paragraph seems so long, so it is very difficult to learn the whole paragraph. So you can point, you can make bullets and write uninucleated. Okay, then another point found in the walls of intestine. Then another point helps in passage of food. Then you can write examples where are they found other than the intestine. So iris of the eye, skin, uterus, urinary bladder, everything you can write as an example. Now the last one in this particular series, or we can say this particular muscle tissue, is cardiac muscles. We have talked about striated muscles, unstriated muscles. Now we have cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are involuntary in function and found only in the walls of the heart. The fibers of cardiac muscles are striated, uninucleated, and branched. They are relatively short. They can contract without outside stimulation and do not get tired soon. Now, cardiac muscles means, from the name itself, it is very clear that cardiac refers to heart. When heart problems come, we go to a cardiac specialist. So from that, we can define what is a cardiac muscle. It is a muscle found in heart, in the walls of the heart. Now you have to remember these are involuntary muscles. These are involuntary muscles, and but they contract and relax. They don't need any external stimulus to contract, right? They don't need our will, or they don't need an external push to contract, right? They can contract on their own. They can relax on their own. So they contract and relax, but they do not need any external stimulus. You understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this was about the muscle tissues. You have to remember this is very easy. Muscle tissue is very easy to remember, but the other ones like connective tissue and the epithelial tissue, they have some more, you know, they are divided into four more parts and they are very confusing. So please go through them twice or thrice, like whatever your capacity is, how much you can learn. Please go through that, and then if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I can also give you some simple tricks to learn all these if you want me to. If you just ask me, and we need some simple tricks to learn these, so I can give you later. Not now, I can give you later. So now we will talk about nervous or neural tissue, the fourth one and the last one. That means in animal tissues, we have epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and the last one, nervous or neural tissue. Nervous or neural tissue. Now, nervous or neural tissue, from the name itself, it is clear that it is found in the nervous system, obviously. Nerves are related to the nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain. Okay, nervous system consists of brain and the spinal cord. So they are basically found in the brain and spinal cord region, that is the nervous system. Now, the nervous system constitutes the nervous or neural tissue constitutes the nervous system. This tissue is made up of specialized elongated cells called neurons. Each, yes, figure 3.13 shows a typical neuron or nerve cell. Each nerve cell consists of a cell body called perichorion or cyrene containing the nucleus, one or more elongated hair-like extensions called dendrites or dendrons. One of these, the axon, may be very long, sometimes as long as 1 meter or even 3 meters, is in an elephant. Axons bundled together form a nerve. The nerve tissue is concerned with the perception and responses of animals. Now, what is a nervous tissue? It mainly constituted in the nervous system of our body. Now, this tissue is made up of very long, elongated fibers known as neurons. Please underline the sentence. Specialized elongated cells called neurons on the next page. So these are made, the nervous tissue are made from specialized cells known as neurons. Also, each nerve cell consists of a cell body called perikaryon. Karyon means, you have studied in the chapter cell. Karyon refers to nucleus. That means perikaryon means a nucleus, a true nucleus, right? Is it clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this has a prominent nucleus. That's why it is given a name, perikaryon. Okay. Or we can say cyton. Perikaryon or cyton. Both are right. You can write anything. Whatever is easy to you, you can write. So underline this one. Each nerve cell consists of a cell body called perikaryon or cyton containing the nucleus. So because it contains nucleus, it is known as perikaryon. Karyon refers to nucleus. In scientific, when we say it scientifically, nucleus is termed as karyon. Okay, you must have studied about eukaryotic, prokaryotic. Eu means true, pro means old, right? So karyon refers to nucleus. One or more elongated hair-like dendrons. Okay, there are one or more hair-like extensions, and they are known as dendrons or dendrites. Then axons are present. These are also long fibers, and they are approximately 1 meter in length. And in elephant, they can be up to 3 meters. That means they are very long. In the diagram also, you can see that whole lengthy portion is termed as axon. That means this is 1 meter. When we study an elephant, it will be approximately up to 3 meters. So all these axons bundle together and form a nerve, right? These axons you can see this much is of one axon in a particular neuron. Now all these axons, many axons bundled together, all the neurons bundled together and form a whole nerve fiber in our body, right? So in this way, a nerve is formed. Axons bundle together and they form, attaching themselves, they form a long fiber, which is further known as nerve fiber. And last, the nervous tissue is concerned with the perception and response of animals. Now, perception means it is concerned with perception and response. Perception means the sensing capability. That means we human beings, animals, and the living beings have some sensing capability. We have sense organs, right? Through which we can hear, taste, smell, see, etc. So this sensing capability which we have is known as perception, ability of senses, we can say. So this nerve tissue, it is basically mainly concerned with the sensing capability, or we can say perception and response of the animal. Obviously, if we are sensing something, we will obviously give a response. Like for example, if I am touching a hot cup, so when I'm touching, I'm feeling some hotness in my hand. That is sensing capability, that is perception. And what is response? When I'm feeling hot, I'm just either I will just push that cup away like in anger, or like in pain, I'll push that away, or I'll just pull my hand towards myself and I'll just apply some cold thing on it. So that is a response. We are giving response, right? That is our response towards that hot cup, right? You understand my point, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that thing is response. I am giving you an example what is perception and what is response. Perception means the sensing capability, the ability to sense. That means when we touch a cold cup, we will feel hot, and either we will just throw away that cup, or we will just push it, or we will just take away, or we will just pull our hand towards ourselves and we will apply something so that we don't feel hot anymore, right? So this is a response. So the chapter is over. Now let us just discuss this diagram of a neuron, a nerve cell. Come to page number 29. You can see a diagram. This is very important. Please tick that diagram and mark it important.
And which page number?
On page number 29, okay, we have a diagram of a nerve cell, right? A nerve cell or a neuron. So this diagram is
Okay, ma'am.
very important. It will, I can assure you, 90% or we can say 95% it will come in your exam. It could be 100% also, but sometimes they don't give. If we are preparing, if the teachers are preparing, obviously we will give this this diagram in exam. This is very important diagram. So you have to remember, you have to practice it 2 or 3 times. This is very easy, You can see one nucleus is there. Now, how can you draw this diagram? I'll show you. How can you draw it easily, or how can you remember it in an easy way? I'll show you. Just a minute. Yes, can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have opened a paint box. So here I'll show you how can you easily draw this diagram. Now, nervous system, you have studied that. When you read the paragraph, you know that it has a perikaryon. Okay, that means karyon means a nucleus. So first you just draw a nucleus. Okay, first you just draw a nucleus. Okay, a dark centered nucleus. Then just cover it with a circle. Obviously, a nucleus has a covering called as nucleus covering is known as neurolemma, or we can say nucleosome. When we study cell division, we have a covering known as nucleosome, right? So just cover it with a covering. Then what you have to do, you have to make some granules over it. Okay, make some granules. These granules are known as Nissl granules. Okay, they are named as Nissl granules. So these are the granules which are protecting the nucleus, right? This is a liquid substance. They are basically protecting the nucleus inside. Okay, so we have made some granules. Now what we have to do? Another thing, it has one or two dendrons or dendrites, right? So here in this diagram, it is not one or two, it is more than one or two. It is approximately, it goes up to 6 or 5 in number, okay? Okay, you can make dendrons like this. And then just make a big line. Okay, just make a big line like this. Make a big line. Okay, we have made dendrons, right? We have made the base of dendrons. Now we have to make dendrites. Dendrites is nothing but nerve-like structure, thread-like structure. So like we make roots, right? We make roots in plants like that. You have to make some roots over this dendrons. Okay, like this, like this. You have to make some roots over this. This is not roots, but I am telling you so that you can understand in a better way. Some root-like structures you have to make, one or two. You have to make dendrites. Okay, so obviously this base is from this base you can see it is up to 5 or 6, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so basically 5 to 6 base is there, but dendrons you can see 1 2 or maximum 3. You can see in the book also it is maximum 3, somewhere it's 3. Okay, somewhere it's 1 or 2. Okay, so dendrites are only 1 to 2 in number, somewhere it's 3. So these are the dendrites. These are the dendrites. I'm not writing. And this is the nucleus. Okay. And these small granules are the missile granules. Okay. And then we have extended this portion, this line. Now, in the ending, at the ending of this line, just make another root-like structures. You can see in your book, there are some root-like structures. Okay, so I can't make properly because of the cursor. So you can look at your book also. So these are some root-like structures which is present at the bottom portion of this neuron. Okay, some root-like structures are there. This is the bottom portion. So this portion is known as axon. This is known as axon. Okay. Now this root-like structure also have some more thin, fine thread-like structures on them. You have to make some more roots over them. Okay. So one or two you can make. So they have some more root-like structures. This whole thing is known as axon endings. Okay. These are known as axon endings. AE I am writing axon endings. And this whole portion from here to here is known as axon. Okay, this is nucleus. This is dendrites. This is missile granules. Okay, then this whole thing is axon. Now you have to make some more portion over this line. Like you have to just a minute. Okay, so my ink is not coming. So can you see in the book? See in the book, there's some breaker-like structures are made there, 3 in each side, right? And they have also nucleus inside them. They have some thin sheet inside them. So let us just discuss that. A nucleus can be seen, a neurolemma is seen, a myelin sheath is there, and a node of Ranvier is there. Now, you know nucleus. What is a nucleus? Nucleus will obviously provide life to the animal. Okay, life to the organism, or we can say anything. It will provide life. Now, what is the function of neurolemma? Neurolemma is nothing. When you see in the diagram, see in the book, neurolemma, it is the external marking, right? It is the externmost, it is the, external portion of the whole axon. So it is marked very externally. So because of that external portion, it is marked very externally. We can say it is a thin sheet around nerve axon, right? It is a thin sheet. Now, obviously, a sheath will provide protection. It has nothing to do with any other function. It will obviously provide protection. So this thin sheath known as neurolemma is providing protection to the axon, or we can say the whole nerve fiber. Now, if we talk about neurolemma, what is sorry? Yes, we have obviously talked about neurolemma. It is a thin sheath. Now, if you talk about myelin sheath, it is also a sheath which is an insulating layer. Okay, this nerve fiber consists of. You can write this. It is not given in your book. You can write this neurolemma. Just write somewhere in the book itself. Neurolemma is a thin sheet around nerve axon. Okay, it provides protection. Then you can write about myelin sheath. It is an insulating layer. This is also a sheath. It is an insulating layer around the nerves. You can see around these nerves, around the axons, we can see this insulating, some thin sheets are present. These are myelin sheets. So they are basically the insulating sheet, or we can say
Ma'am,
insulating layer. Yes,
ma'am, please repeat the neurolemma.
neurolemma. Okay,
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
repeat neurolemma. Neurolemma, you can just write neurolemma. Just give a hyphen and give write about neurolemma. It is a thin sheet around nerve axon. Okay, it is a thin sheet around nerve axon. Have you written?
Yes,
It
ma'am.
is a yes, it is a thin sheet around nerve axon. Now, talking about myelin sheath, it is an insulating layer. It is an insulating layer. Insulating. Insulating layer. Now, what is an insulating layer? Insulating layer is basically for, our in our homes also switchboards and some cables contain insulating layers. Now, what are they? Why are they present there? So that they can transmit signals, electrical signals. So here also same function is there. This insulating layer is allowing the transmission of electrical impulses inside the nerve fiber. Now, why there is a need of transmission of electrical impulses? Obviously, because when we have to touch something for perception and response, we need some transmission of signals from one place to another. That means from brain. Brain gives signal to our hand so that we can move our hand. Brain gives signal to each and every part of the body. So obviously, this insulating layer, what it will do, it will allow the transmission of electrical impulses along the nerve fiber very quickly. Okay, to do the process quickly, it is present there, the insulating layer. What is the insulating layer? The myelin sheath. Myelin sheath is an insulating
Neurolemma.
layer. Okay, I'm repeating this. If you want to write, you can write. Myelin sheath is an insulating layer around the nerves. It allows transmission of electrical impulses along the nerve fiber. What is its function? It allows transmission of electrical impulses, or we can say electrical signals around the nerve fiber. Also, now we have to discuss what is it made of. It is made of proteins and fatty substances. The myelin sheath, it is made of proteins and fatty substances. So this is about the myelin sheath. Basically, what is its function? It allows transmission of electrical impulses along the nerve fiber. I've given you the example. Brain gives signals to each and every part of the body. What to do and what not to do. Everything is controlled by brain. So for this purpose, myelin sheath is present in the nerve fiber. Okay. Now talking about node of Ranvier. Node of Ranvier, it is the periodic gap between the myelin sheath. You can write it is a periodic gap between the myelin sheath. You can see in the diagram, after one myelin sheath, you can see there is some space. Then you can see another myelin sheath, then some space, then another one myelin sheath. Okay, so that space or that gap between the two particular myelin sheaths are known as nodes of Ranvier. Okay, these are known as nodes of Ranvier. These gaps between two myelin sheaths, that means periodic gap between two myelin sheaths, are known as node of Ranvier. What is its function? Obviously, it is related to the nerve. So what it will do? It will just facilitate rapid conduction of the nerve impulses. The brain, which is giving the nerve impulses or the signals, it will just facilitate the rapid conduction. It will just, initiate. Facilitate means initiate, or you can say speed up. Speed up करता है. क्या speed up करता है? The nerve impulses. Nerve impulses का जो process है, from brain to different parts of the body, जो nerve impulse जा रहा है, पहुंच रहा है, उसके उस प्रोसेस को स्पीड अप करता है या फिर इनिशिएट करता है. तो दैट इज व्हाट द फंक्शन ऑफ नोड ऑफ रैनबियर इज. It facilitates rapid conduction of nerve impulses. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so please try to learn this diagram. Just go through this diagram twice. You will learn it. Okay, this will definitely come in your exam. There are very less chances. If it is not coming, there are very less chances, very less. So this if you study nervous system also, when you go to higher class, I guess 10th or 11th, or I don't know if you have nervous system or not. So when you study nervous system, this nerve, this same diagram you can see there also. A nerve cell you can see there also. And in that chapter also, this particular diagram is very important. Okay, you don't have nervous system. Yes, you don't have nervous system. So I guess in your higher classes, you will get to know about nervous system. So there also this diagram is there. And this is very important. Mark it as very important and learn this diagram. Try to draw this diagram twice or thrice. Learn this by heart. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Now come to this peach color box, not the pink one. Below the pink one, there is a peach color box where blanks are given. Can you see on page number 30?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that peach color box, like a light orange color box is there. Analogies can never be perfect comparisons. However, these are often helpful in understanding. Can we compare the following, and if so, how? Now, the first one, blood vessels is referred as rivers in our body. Now, we have to compare them, like why they are similar and what is the reason they are similar. Blood vessels are also known as rivers in the body. So why blood vessels are known as rivers? Obviously, we know what is the function of blood vessel. They are the channel of blood flow, right? They are the channels through which blood is flowed or blood is distributed throughout the body. So what does a river do? In river also you can see water flows from one end to a different end. Okay. So here also through this blood vessel, blood is flowing and the blood is distributed throughout the whole body. That's why blood vessels is referred as rivers. You can write because there is very little space given. So you can write blood is distributed throughout the body. So you can understand from here that here blood is distributing. In river also, water flows from one end to another end. It is distributing the water. So that's why blood vessels is referred as rivers. Okay. So you can write blood is distributed throughout the body. Then talking about second one, capillaries are referred as canals. Capillaries are referred as canals. Why? Capillaries are found in blood vessels, right? These are all related to blood. So they help in the traveling, or we can say the distribution of blood. They basically help in the traveling or flow of blood. That's why they are known as canals. You have seen canals. Canals also contain water, and that water travels from one place to another. It is not stagnant, it is flowing. So that's why capillaries is referred as canals, because capillaries help in the travel of blood. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Talking about red blood cells, they are known as ships. Now, why? Have you seen the structure of red
Because
blood
they
cells?
carry oxygen.
Yes, very good, very good. They carry oxygen. And also come to page number 28, see the structure of red blood cell. they are concave shaped, right? So they also look like, they also look like a ship. Also, they carry oxygen. So that's why they are known as ships. Like ship carry people. Here, red blood cells carries oxygen. So
Oxygen.
that's why it is known as ship. It is referred as ships in the human body. Talking about white blood cells, the WBC are known as anti-terrorist squad. Now, why anti-terrorist? Because
Because they contain immunity.
yes, because they help in providing immunity by doing what? Like by what they do to provide immunity, they fight against pathogens. Pathogens are the organisms which are responsible for diseases. So these white blood cells, WBCs, they fight against pathogens and they prevent us from diseases. That's why they are known as anti-terrorist squad. Okay. So anti-terrorist squad, what they do? They prevent us from terrorist attacks. So similarly here, this white blood cells, they are preventing us from diseases by fighting against the pathogens. Okay. And fifth one, urinary system as drainage. Why?
It
Because
give out excess water and other things.
yes. So urinary system, our urinary bladder, obviously we pass out urine through our urinary bladder, right? So it excretes or it releases extra amount of water. So when extra amount of water is released, like in our localities also, when the water is, when the stagnant water or when the dirty water is released, it just goes to the drainage. So that's why urinary system is known as the drainage because it removes extra water, excess water in the form of urine, right? You can write here, it removes extra water. So now the time is over. We will just discuss the sixth one, kidneys as aqua guards. So why kidneys are known?
Purifies blood.
Yes. What does
Purifies blood.
AquaGuard do? Yes, it purifies blood. So what does AquaGuards in our home do? They purify water. So similarly, kidneys purifies our blood. That's why they are known as AquaGuards. They purifies blood. They remove the waste products. So basically, they are related to the urine purpose. That means the bladder and everything. So they purifies blood. Along with that, the main function is removal of waste materials from the liquid inside our body. So they are known as aqua guards. Kidneys are known as aqua guards. Yes, so today we will stop here. We will discuss in the next class. I'll give you the question answers in Moodle. I'll upload it by evening. Now come to page number 32. Just see this last nerve diagram, nerve fiber diagram. You have to mark the parts. That you can do, right? You have the diagram in the
Yes,
book.
my
You have to mark it. Take it as a homework. Okay. You have to identify the cell. What is the cell? A neuron. Name the parts. You have to label the parts by referring the diagram on page number 29. Okay. Where is this cell likely to be found in the human body? Where it is found? Nervous system. What is its function? It carries impulses. Okay. You have to write this much. Take this as a homework. Write HW homework. Take this as a homework. Do it in your copy and then let me know when you're finished. So we will meet on Wednesday. When is your next class? We will meet that day. We will discuss other things that day. And I'll be uploading the answers on Moodle by evening. Okay, clear?
okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.